Whenever the pendulum swings is when post-commentary is going to appear. Now on with the video. Good morning, mademoiselles and messieurs. Mystery Man 64 here at your service. I said here. Oh, you can tell I'm a little out of it. Only a little. Last time, we were at the impact site. And now, we get to experience what the game is truly about. The Forest of Hope. Now, if it isn't pretty obvious, because there are 3 of these circular things, we get 3 onions, obviously. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy. So I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press up. And as you can see, there is now a time limit. There is no slowing down. We gotta go fast now, boys. So there's a yellow pellet posy here, but... Good morning, mademoiselles and messieurs, and welcome back to some post-commentary podcast. Oh, yes, it is unfortunately needed, but hopefully fewer and far between in this one. Wait, hold on. There's a better way to do this. If you look around for this grass and swarm Pikmin, you can get some nectar. Another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. Basically, flower Pikmin do things better and faster than normal. They keep up with you more, they do things faster. They're just better in every way, shape, and form. So always try to make Pikmin into flowers whenever you can. Because it's just, you're on a time limit, so you need to do things a bit more efficiently. But we're just going to send them to break down this here wall. Just with that, we'll have to wait for the Pikmin to do their job. Because we have all of them that we could get out for now. But with flower Pikmin here, this wall should come down a little bit faster. Kind of. Things also happen with the more Pikmin you have. Tasks get done faster. Yeah, since we have a built-in timer, I don't need my timer with me, because the episode ends when the day pretty much ends. You know? So here up ahead, we see the first enemy, Dwarf Bulborb. What you'll be seeing me do is to try to throw Pikmin directly on top of it. That is because if you can land a Pikmin directly on top of that particular enemy, you can defeat it instantly. So, I don't know why I don't explain that. That's why I'm trying to land Pikmin directly on it. See, I managed to land one instantly on it and defeat it instantly. Also, that becomes a thing that the Pikmin do. If there's something that they can interact with, they'll just interact it without you telling them to do so. That's just one of the traits of the Pikmin, I guess. And I'm specifically taking back some of the reds and some of the enemies back because they produce more Pikmin, you know. Various enemies sprout Pikmin. It just depends on the enemy type. I can try to do this now. What I was talking about is that I'm gonna
There's a big old 10
try to do a risky strategy.
Control would stop sticking. You can punch with Olimar.
Yeah, Olimar can indeed punch, and yeah, my controller started to malfunction while during this, so you know, that's grand. I now have a new controller that doesn't drift, because the controller was drifting at the time, where when you would try... we'll be trying to make the most out of our time by just collecting Pikmin and doing various tasks. Thank you for interrupting me. To go up, it would instead try to go down. It was really, really bad. Usually whenever the Pikmin are close to something, they will automatically run at it and do whatever task is meant for them to do. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, well, I might be able to do a thing, I might not be able to do a thing. Yeah, isn't that how life goes? I'm going to try to get as many parts as I can within a day. I will do the best I can. But promise not. As you should. There's a part there already. Yeah, I missed that one entirely. Now, if you're able to throw your Pikmin directly on top of an enemy, or the smaller ones anyway, why? It's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. Yeah, but those enemies specifically, you can see it will require a significant amount, but let's get a few more Pikmin to make that a bit easier, shall we? So I'm gonna try to tackle the big enemy now. But there's a big boy enemy there. Boy, the camera controls. These are a little bit funky. So what you do for these big sleeping enemies? Get up close behind them and rush at them. These are spotty bulbarbs. They are, in fact, a different species from the smaller ones. The small ones just look like that for camo. And you, thankfully, lose few casualties this way. And then we're also going to take the 10 pellet back. Do I have enough Pikmin? Yeah, and I think I'm going to use some of them to carry some pellets or foes back. Yep, I'm doing 1 pellets because, you know, when you carry a 1 pellet back, you get bonus Pikmin. Onwards, men! Woohoo! That's a lot of boys. The big enemies can spawn a lot of Pikmin. Typically, you know. The more Pikmin a thing requires, the more it'll typically raise as well. You know. So, let us try to pick all of these little mins as quickly as we can. Because our day is already almost halfway over. You can tell by the little notches at the mark, the little middle point is a slightly bigger circle than the other small ones. Now this is, if you couldn't tell, RTS, real-time strategy. So, you gotta do things fast. You gotta keep track of your Pikmin in this one. The AI is not too great. The clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor. Choose my actions accordingly. So it is best for me to review my monitor's data. Across the top of my monitor are the sun meter and the day display. At the bottom are my spacesuit damage meter and Pikmin gauges. On the left, these numbers reflect Pikmin under my command, Pikmin in the field, and total Pikmin, including those in the onions. To adjust my monitor, I can press L to rotate the camera, R to zoom, and Z to change my viewpoint. I can also press Y to view a detailed computer analysis. But for now, men. Now we're gonna send them to break down this wall, which will take a minute. Now I could call Sun to bring forth the part, and I will. Don't you worry, I will. Because efficiency is the name of the game. We're gonna break this open, and we're gonna do a few more. Yeah, because up ahead is a special thing that we can get. Still don't know why I'm so quiet with this. This is way more focused and chill. Like, if you were playing on the Wii, the Wii remote, you can point and aim, and your throwing distance is much farther. You can definitely be a bit more precise. Yeah, if you're not careful. What's that there? That looked pretty similar, didn't it? And we rush at the enemy from behind. Yeah, sneak attack. As you can see here, we have yellow onion. And yellow Pikmin. Now with these reds, we're going to use them to go this way. Come on. Yeah, you sometimes got to use the C stick to get them unstuck. Pikmin love not doing what you want them to do. And oh boy, that becomes apparent much later. That do. The rest of you can come with me and assist. Yes, we will use them to help with some of the yellows that we will eventually raise up, because as them being the second Pikmin type, we can use them to do useful things. And dismiss here for now. Go. Yes, go. Pick the pick. He has ears, this one. The color's different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests that this one has what in some circles would be considered very large ears. Look like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? No matter. They are obviously quite similar, so I shall call this one a Pikmin as well. These are yellow Pikmin. They fly. They have a higher arc trajectory, so they can reach higher places. And they can also do something else. Each Pikmin, in the first one and in the second one, has different specialties, which we'll get into. Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This should light things up. No more candles for me. I've now recovered 2 out of 30 parts. If I can just find 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Which is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try. Okay, so now get a couple more buddies. Now, I don't know why you weren't just throwing them at yellow at me. Because you can then pick the others to throw. Yeah, if you throw a Pikmin and they do a thing, if you're wondering why they won't automatically go back to a pellet, if they're near enough to Olimar, they'll just run back to Olimar. The Pikmin have, shall we say, interesting AI, to say the least. So I'm trying to throw them directly at the pellet, because if you're able to do that, you're able to knock the pellet down instantly. Which is why I'm trying to toss them. And I'm trying to split them up so they don't do the same thing, so I can get more Pikmin faster. Go. Yep, he ran back straight to you, though. We have a little bit of time in the day left. Yeah, missed those pellets, me. So we're going to use the rest of this day to build up our yellow numbers. Yep, when you're trying, because A is also throw, so when you're trying to pick something, you know, you can also throw it. You know, that's also an option. And then I swarm onto the big one so they can carry it to the yellow. It prioritizes the more of... I'll be spending virtually the rest of the day building particular color will go to that onion. And trying to see if I can't get rid of these walls. So here's how the end of day works. If you have Pikmin that aren't directly with you,
they will, well, let's just say, bad things happen to these little moomins.
Because they moo.
The yellow Pikmin have picked up some peculiar stones. Why did they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin. But just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research.
Insert nom flashbacks. The explosions. All of the lost lives. Oh, the worst. The worst. Truly the worst.
How do
I'm trying to cycle through Pikmin, but that's only in the Wii version. To easily cycle through Pikmin, you have to either run around.
I don't know.
There is none past me. Not in the GameCube version, anyways. That's the Wii version. You have to dismiss. Now, I whistled the bomb rocks, and sometimes you can whistle them. Other times you cannot.
If you hear that sound, that means a wall is broken. The glowing rocks the yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know that these stones can be used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. But they should be able to blast open the stone walls to block the pathways. I may even be able to use them against some of the wild creatures. I must be vigilant. Pikmin I dismiss by pressing X bring their bombs when I call them back. Pikmin I throw by pressing A drop their bombs when I call them back. Keep clear of the explosion. When I touch Pikmin directly, they keep their bombs and fall in line.
I apparently didn't read that closely enough, because sometimes whistling will make them drop their bombs.
My clock is indicating the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own. But if I don't call the stragglers and add them to my group, they may not be able to get back. I'm sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I am somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness.
So again, sometimes whistling is fine. But the jingle, the ding, means that a task is done somewhere. Be it breaking down walls,
So spend the rest of the day picking what yellows are left.
Picking what min are left is what you meant to say, me. Not really. No, that's just dumb. But this is a lot more chill. A bit more focused. Though still quiet for some reason. And I'm just waiting for time to pass.
Let's see what I can do with the rest of my day.
Not much. You'd be surprised. Risking some stuff there past me.
Nah, I might have lost a couple on that one. I tried to get rid of some of the enemies with what time I had left, but now you will see what happens to those that do not return.
Those who are left behind. Gone but never forgotten. Yes. Oh man. Here we go.
I definitely risked it there, but that's okay. As you can see, those that are get left behind get thrown toward the wolves, as they say. 2 days since impact. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. I can just recover the parts of my radar. I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances. Then I'd only have to press Y to locate my parts. Yet, there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I am attacked and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship, stand in front of it, and press A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom left corner of the screen. Because if Olimar gets KO'd, your day ends. So you need to be careful. As you can see, not many yellows, not many reds. But this is fine.
As you know, you need to raise Pikmin, but this will be the end of this post-commentary podcast. Until then. And with that, that has been day 2. So, next time we once again explore the Forest of Hope, and this time, let's try to get a few more treasures than last time, shall we? Until then.